Wilcox. Today we're going to talk about a long-time relationship we've had, relationship that we've had for almost 25 years now. 25 years of knowing each other, working together in your church, trying to educate and teach the young people and the older people in the church about prevention. How we've gone in, talk about our Kids Start program, our 10-point plan, which involves avoiding four-legged animals, avoiding shellfish, avoiding dairy products, taking certain vitamins and minerals throughout life, eating two-legged animals, chicken, turkey, eating swimming fish, eating things that grow from the earth, fruits, vegetables, cereals, no smoking, no alcohol, walking exercise program every day, stress modification, which involves spirituality and other ways of modifying stress. And these points, these lifestyle program points, will decrease the risk of cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and overweight. So this is what we've been doing for 25 years. Bishop, what are your thoughts?
I thank God for you, Dr. Simone, for even approaching us and bringing the Healthy Kids program to my church. I have seen a tremendous improvement once we changed the diet of our young people on a Sunday morning. Besides feeding them all of the starches and all of the sugars, we changed that when you came in and showed us what the kids should be eating healthy. And so as a point that was made that in changing their diet right there at church from all of the sweets and sugars, and we changed it to more fruits and vegetables in the morning, and then along with their cereal. So the teachers have also seen, the Sunday school teachers, seen a great improvement in their behavior while they're able to teach them.
That's
because
terrific.
They were so high-strung after coming out eating the breakfast with all of the sugars and everything. And now with the changing of the fruits and vegetables, it's made a great impact on them. So I know that by changing that, and then we got the parents also telling them now follow the same procedure when they go home for school, when they feed them breakfast in the morning. Make sure that they don't feed them a whole lot of sweets. So when they get to school, they'll be in the same mind of focus on the same thing. So through the years that we have been knowing one another, and then you coming to my church, I was able to also carry you to one of the meetings with the covenant partners, in which I think those pastors who are part of the covenant partners have had you and your wife to come out and also speak to their congregation about the same thing you did at my church. So the thing we have to do now is continue to spread this.
Yes.
To all, not only to all of our churches, but every place we can, and let them know that there is a better way, and we can see a change in our young people, in their diet and obesity and all the other diseases that affect their body by changing that diet. And most of all, I think one of the most essential things is that we don't drink enough water.
That's right.
And water is very essential for all of the body functioning. So for them to work properly, we got to drink enough water. And I thank God that now I can say that even in my church, what I've done also, this year I started the Daniel's fast, the 21-day fast. And we eliminated 3 of the basic things from that fast that they couldn't, while they was on that fast, they could not eat. And that was they couldn't eat no bread, they couldn't eat no meat, and they couldn't eat no sweets. And so after the 21 days, everybody reported to me that they felt better, they had more energy, and in addition, they was going to continue to keep it up. So what I did, I came back again in March and had it for another week, the Daniel's fast. So I'm going to incorporate it for another week this summer before everybody go on vacation. So we can keep this thing rolling throughout the entire year.
That's
so
great.
So I think it's going to be a great advantage for my people, and also it's going to help them. And they'll be constantly keeping aware for the fact of what they are what they eat. I think you told me that.
Yeah, long time, sure.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I had in my mind this time to talk about here, are we making a difference? And apparently we are.
I would say, by all means, we have made a difference, and I can see a difference in my people. and they have expressed to me what a difference they have made. Because a lot of them have lost weight, and they say they're going to continue to lose weight, and they feel better. A lot of them have gone to the doctors, and some of the things that they thought they had, they don't have it now.
Great.
Is because of the fact that they changed their diet. And then with respect to that cholesterol, and when you showed about that hamburger to my young people, and that's
Tell us about that, Bishop.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
yeah,
story.
I mean, we did not realize the fat that was in that little test tube after you fried that pound.
Yeah, we have a machine that you can put a hamburger on it,
yes.
cook it down in front of the children,
Sure.
in front of the people, and the fat goes into a test tube. We collect it in the test tube,
Yeah.
and you can smell the horror about it, and you can see the fat that comes out of a hamburger.
Yeah.
And once people see that and smell it, you just wonder why you continue eating hamburgers.
And I think that this should be shown to every. I wish it possible you could show it to every school,
That's right.
so every student and every parent could see it, because they did not realize how all that fat going inside their veins,
Clogging up the
arteries and
causing
everything,
colon cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer,
Yes.
all the major cancers from fat.
And I think that the thing what got me is how you mesmerized the young people, how they were so attentive. Even the little 3 and 4 years old kids, they were just watching, and they would not take their eyes off of that hamburger.
Yeah.
And I think that from that, and all of our teachers was able to find out, and they could see themselves how that just eating that fast food, what it caused, and the damage that it caused to our young people. And if it doesn't change, we're going to have another generation of nothing but obese kids, all kind of diseases, high blood pressure, and sugar and everything else. So I think the best thing we can do is to try to keep our young people and our parents educated to the point, like you're doing. And I want to say you're doing a tremendous job. I tell people about you all the time, that for a doctor to take his time to come into a church on a Sunday morning and then explain to the children and the teachers how they should start their day off with a vegetable diet, eating the proper foods, and in addition to that, not just to do it once a week, but continue to do it for their whole lifetime.
Whole life, yeah.
So, I give my hat off to you, and I thank you very much for coming in there and showing me and helping my church. So I wanted all the churches to get involved with this program, and I think that you have done a tremendous job by coming to the Covenant Partners meeting and then explaining your position and explaining what you had to tell us about, those 4-legged animals and the 2-legged animals and the fish and etc. So it has been a great, that's all I can say. It's been a great privilege for you to do that for us, and I appreciate the fact that our relationship has grown, and then I'll introduce you to other people that have.
Well, that's great, because the more we get out to other churches, the better off we're going to be
Yeah.
for the rest of our population.
Yeah.
We need to do that. Again, it's all about education, proper education. Early in life, the better. Later in life, okay too. But we need to remember that we watch our health, and we can decrease the risk of cancer, decrease the risk of heart disease. Don't forget, 1 of every 2 men get cancer. 1 of every 3 women get cancer. So it's a big number of people getting cancer and heart disease.
Well, I practice this. I tell my church all the time. I say I believe in prayer.
Yep.
But I still go to the doctor. You know that.
That's right. Well, prayer is a big component of our 10-point plan.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I tell my men who are somewhat reluctant, especially our black men,
Yes.
they're somewhat reluctant to go to the doctor. But I try to tell their wives it is their part also to initiate the fact to let them know that they must go to the doctor.
Yes.
And I tell them, you go and you get an appointment for him, and then take him and go with him.
Exactly.
So that you make sure that he can go. So then when you're talking to the doctor, and you can ask questions, and the doctor can explain to you exactly what's going on. And so my thing is now is to get the men more motivated.
Yes.
And get them conscious about their own health. And I've told my covenant partners, and also the concerned pastors, which I'm a member of too. Also, the fact about it is the most important thing is health. And I say we have to protect ourselves and make sure that we eating it properly, we getting proper diet, proper exercise. Now, I'm in the gym
Yes,
3 times a week.
Yes, you are.
Hey, man, I want to live a long time.
Yeah.
And so I just...
You're only 40 now.
No, I wish I could say that. But I feel like I'm my 40.
Yes, that's right.
But I thank God that I'm there. I go and I exercise, and it keeps my body active, keeps me thinking, it keeps me with my mind going the right direction, and my focus and my attention span is still great, so I thank God for that.
You have to do these things. The lifestyle is the critical thing. And you're right, the African-American male has the highest rate of prostate cancer in the world, not in the country, in the world, by far and away. So we need to educate people. We need to let them know the screening is important. Blood test, PSA, digital rectal exam. Nobody wants to hear about it, but it has to be done.
Has to be done.
The exercise program, watching the diet, taking in vitamins and minerals, spirituality, big component. Calm down the brain spiritually, the immune system goes way up. So these are important things.
Yeah, so I thank God again for you, and then the efforts that you put forth, you and your family, your wife and your children. You know, and that's great. And I think that my church was so impressed by the fact about it. You didn't only come by yourself, but you brought your family. And so I feel like as a pastor, we have to look at our parishioners as a family. Our church as a family. And I tell them I'm more concerned, not only preaching from the pulpit, but also preaching about the holistic form of the individual.
Have to be.
You know, mind, body, and spirit.
That's right.
And so that's what I'm so glad that I've had the opportunity to meet you, and what you have proven to be a lawyer friend. And not only that, coming out whenever we ask you, and then you call me and tell me, say, Bishop, when can I come? And that's so important to me. And we look forward to your grace. And I think everybody at Grace, they know you. You know who you are.
Bishop. Thank you.
And then I referred other people from my congregation to you, and they talk about you, and they thank God for you, because you've been a source, not only a source from the physical standpoint, but also from the medical standpoint, that you have told us how we can do and live better lives and live longer by we do the right thing.
Get the people to the right referring physicians at times.
That's right.
Get them in the right places. So our program is helping your church.
Oh, yes.
Good.
Absolutely.
Once in a while I get low and say, geez, am I really making a difference? But people like yourself engaging with us, that's important to hear.
I can assure you, don't ever think that you're not making an impact on people. You are. They may not come out and tell you, but you are. And I can say for one, that you're making an impact on me and my people at Grace. And I've heard from some of the other pastors, they tell me what a great man you are by coming to them and doing the same thing that you did at Grace. And so I know that you're helping us. And especially I thank God for you coming to the black churches, which is so needed, and taking your time and effort and your family.
A long time ago through my mother.
Oh, yes. Well, see, your mama was, she worked with
Lady
my
Wilcox.
wife. Worked with her for years, and that's how we got together. So,
good relationship.
Good relationship.
Excellent. Okay. Well, we thank you a lot, and we're going to look forward to many, many future engagements with the children, the women, and the men of the church and around the city and the county.
Yeah. I thank you again for having me on the show today.
It's a great pleasure. Mr. Morris, we thank him, too.
Yeah, we thank Mr. Morris, too, and WIMG also.
Right. Exactly.
But I think that what you're doing, continue doing what you're doing, because the Lord is going to certainly bless you, and He's already blessed you.
Thank you. Avoid the 4 legs, avoid the shellfish, and the dairy.
And the dairy.
Eat the 2 legs, eat the swimming fish, and everything that grows from the earth.
That's right.
And take a few vitamins and minerals.
And that's what we're doing.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Good.
And the question is, are we, what we're doing, making a difference? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Your initiatives, our initiatives together. Are we really doing something for the community that they will live with, change their lifestyles, and have a better life for it? Or are we just wasting a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy, and nothing else is happening? So that's the premise. That's what we have to address tonight. See how we're doing. So, who would like to start that? What's the background of the SEED program first? Ms. Roz Counsel.
Dr. Simone, it's a pleasure being here today. Let's talk a little bit about what the SEED program is. The SEED program is the New Jersey Cancer Education and Early Detection Program, NJCEED. We usually want to explain that because we are talking about cancer services. We are under the umbrella of the New Jersey Department of Health and Senior Services. What that means is that we received funding from the federal government, CDC, the Center for Disease and Control. In conjunction with, we also received state funding from the state of New Jersey to do comprehensive screening service in reference to breast, cervical, prostate, and colorectal cancer. That
Wow.
means that we want to be able to provide free screening services to eligible individuals, both men and women, when it comes to cancer screening services. In addition to, we also provide case management, education, follow-up. So our goal is to educate the community regarding these free screening services and letting people know how important it is for them to go for screening services. The great thing about this, Dr. Simone, is that we do this throughout every 21 counties throughout the state of New Jersey. So we're providing these services.
Big blanket.
Big blanket all across the state. So we want to, really let people know that early detection, preventative services is the key. That's what we're here to be able to
Great.
continuously do throughout the state of New Jersey.
Terrific. And so you're successful in getting the word out and also successful in screening people who are in need.
We are successful in doing it. We've been doing this for almost 12 years.
Great, great. Linda, what are some of the initiatives in the county of Mercer?
Well, I'm very happy to say thank you, first of all, for having us as your guests for a change.
For a change.
I'm excited about this because we actually have been involved in some very recent initiatives here in Mercer County, one of which was just Saturday, and I know you were a part of that with us,
It's a great
which
time.
was the Barbershop Initiative.
Yep.
And we were at the Cutaway Barbershop
Fantastic.
up on Parkway and Pennington
Fantastic.
Avenue.
The three of us.
And I'm very happy to report we screened 15, count them,
Wow.
15 African American men. And I want to thank Earl Scott, who's the owner of the shop, and Calvin Gunther, who's the manager at Cutaway, for having us up there. We made a big impact. And that's just a recent initiative.
That was a big percentage of people.
A
who were
very
there.
large percentage, especially in the African American community.
Right.
One of the other things that we are doing is we come to, people in Mercer have come to expect, especially the women, have come to expect a breast health awareness tea. People stop me on the buses and they say, "When did I miss the tea? Did I miss the tea?" No, you did not miss it. And it is June 24th, and we have that here at the Marriott. And as a matter of fact, WIMG will be giving away 4 tickets tomorrow, beginning tomorrow. So I think that people have come to expect certain things from us here in Mercer, and we're very happy that this has happened.
That's great. Now, yes, we're doing these things, but does Mrs. Jones or Mr. Smith, are they changing? Are they listening to us? And are they changing what they should be doing to the better side of health?
I think that they are changing. I
slow.
think
It's a
that
slow
it's a process. It's a process in which I think the ending results is that we will see something changing dramatically, but it's going to take some time. But the thing that I am aware of is that we have been receiving on a state level many calls from people. We've getting calls from the community, from the faith-based organizations, from women's groups, men's groups, requesting educational information, requesting for us to come into their organizations, doing some educational trainings because they want to have, healthier lives. They want to change their behaviors. They realize that, ultimately we have one body. We have one body and we have to take care of this body. So I'm really do feel that people are starting to get it. It's taken us some time, to get to this point.
Yeah.
But I also think that, eventually, we will be able to, help people. you know, in terms of, you know, changing their, you know, behaviors. I'm a prime example, you know, and I say that in our family, in my own family, in that, you know, 15 years ago, what I do now in terms of healthy lifestyles, cooking, diet, exercise, and, you know, really being aware of those things, was not aware of those things. Now, you know, it's been 15 years. And I've changed my lifestyles. You know, I've exercised more. You know, I eat healthier. I cook healthier. You know, and so it's, you know, I think that eventually people will get it, and it's a matter of just being consistent.
That's right. And keep coming out with the information over
Right,
and over.
right.
And
And
You
over.
just-
have to be
Right.
repetitive.
You really have to be, and that's been the key. And that's
Again, we have lots of uphill battles. We have the fast food industry. We have the tobacco industry. We have the alcohol industry. All these guys are banging away for our dollars and our attention. But these are the ones that 60% of women's cancers are diet related. 40% of
That's
men's
right.
cancers are diet related. 1 of 2 men will get cancer. 1 of 3 women will get cancer. The major disease risk factor is diet. So we need to keep banging away and
Right.
educate away
Education.
from the fast foods and the proper way of cooking and the proper two-legged animals and swimming fish. Those are the kinds of things we have to just keep coming out with.
And let me just say, from the perspective of being a 16-year breast cancer survivor,
Yeah.
that I thought if you had told me I would ever give up red meat, I would have never thought it. But I'm very happy to say it's been 16 years.
And don't even
I-
miss it.
You don't
That's
even
right.
miss
That's
even
right.
miss it.
That's right.
If I can get over shellfish,
We'll get over that.
I know Dr. Simone's going to help me. If I can get over shellfish, I'll be a better person. But in all honesty, it is a learned behavior.
Yes, it is.
And what I try to tell
That's all it
people
is.
is just gradual.
Gradual.
We don't think once you all hear what we're saying that we expect you to suddenly go out and stop doing
Right.
this all of a sudden. It's going to be gradual. It's going to take time.
And
And
the-
it's a learned behavior.
And the very good news is that it's not genetic. Only 5 to 7% of all of our cancers, heart disease,
right.
are
Exactly.
genetic.
Exactly.
Everything else is what we do to ourselves. So we have total control. That's the good news.
That's the best news.
So we can change our lifestyle if we choose.
Yes.
And we will see a difference. That's why the Kids Start program is so important, and everything we talked about, the foods, etc.
Oh, yes, starting with the kids early.
Yes.
My son didn't realize for 16 years that he had been eating ground turkey. He thought it was just a different kind of flavoring I put in the meat because I didn't dare tell him. But, you know,
It works.
It works.
That's
It
right.
works.
That's right.
There's turkey bacon, turkey burgers, turkey sausage,
right.
turkey everything.
I'm telling
That's
you.
right.
Yeah, you can do it. You know, what we've talked about recently is the benzene in our beverages.
Yes.
80% of all diet sodas have benzene, which is a major carcinogen. We have to stop that.
That's
we have to
right.
boycott these beverages. We know also that beverages that have vitamin C and benzoate together, benzoate is not a benign preservative, but together with vitamin C will cause benzene to form. So that's lots and lots of beverages. Any beverage that has vitamin C in it with benzoate is an evil beverage. Look on your label. So we can talk about food, we can talk about lots of things, but we also have to talk about and be aware of everyday things that everyday people do all
That's
the time.
right.
And I
You're
think
right.
a lot of that has to do with education.
Of course.
It is.
And
It's
with the
education.
SEED program, and I know a lot of what we do in the community when we get you to go out. We had those men up there in the barbershop. They were totally against it. And by the time you spoke to them, and we kind of talked to them from a perspective of being females and the fact that we care.
Sure.
It's education.
That's
and
right.
education
That's
is a
right.
very, very
Yes,
key
it is.
part. And we've got to start young.
Yep.
And I believe in starting with
The
kids.
Kids Start program
That's
we've
right.
been implementing now for 25 years
In fact, that's how we met you when
That's
we
right.
met you through
That's right.
Bishop Wilcox.
through the Bishop Wilcox is right. Yeah. So in your minds, Roz and Linda, we are making a difference.
Yes, we are.
Good.
We're
We
making
believe
a
we are.
difference. We are.
Absolutely.
We just have to stay plugged at it, you know, be continuous, and, you know, as I said, you know, rally in the community and
Energy
say,
drains
you
down,
know,
though. but we just have to keep coming at it.
And
Just
every
keep doing
time,
it.
every
Rallying
time
the
we think we can't take it another day, I tell you, sometimes I feel like Popeye in the spinach. You know, that's all I can stand.
Yeah.
But we find renewed energy.
That's right.
With a
Anytime
single
you meet
person
somebody,
With
sometimes.
one
just a
person,
single
just that
person
one
can
person.
make a difference.
Exactly.
You know, somebody bright face who's come on to your scene after you've talked to them, and the light bulb lights up for them,
And you realize
and then you know you
you've-
made a difference.
You've made a difference,
Right.
or something you said just hit home.
Yeah. So we're doing a good job.
I
doing-
think we
we're
are,
doing a
and
great
we're
job.
here to stay.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
that's
we're
for sure.
committed.
All of us
we're
are.
totally committed.
So we need to work more on prevention.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Definitely.
Detection is important, yes.
Right.
But prevention is key.
Yes.
Because we're not, our program, the Kids Star program, is totally prevention.
Yes.
And we're not doing enough of that around the country, of course. So prevention is the only way to stop cancer, stop heart disease, stop obesity,
Yes.
stop
definitely.
diabetes.
Physical activity.
Yes.
That's
and
all
I
part
know
of our
you're a big
program. Yeah.
proponent with the 10-point plan.
The spirituality, the whole
Oh,
thing.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Goes
Absolutely.
hand in hand.
exactly.
Definitely.
So what we need to do is more prevention. So more kids, so maybe we need to educate more people to go out into the community, into the churches, and do pretty much what we do into
Well-
our 10-point plan, the Kids Start program.
Well, actually, that's
I
interesting
was gonna
because
say.
I know Roz and I know Roz is a part of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and we've worked with other fraternities
Right.
and sororities in the community. We've had you in front of them,
Yeah.
and they've become great ambassadors.
Yes, they have.
For a lot of what we're talking about.
So we need to enlist the ambassadors to go out
Absolutely.
and start
Continuously
doing this.
enlist ambassadors.
Right.
Is the key.
And
Every
maybe,
little bit
maybe
helps.
search for some money. We
Oh,
need some money to
money
do these
always
programs.
helps.
Yep. Because we need to hand out things
Yes.
to people. It
Incentives.
doesn't take a lot of money. You could do this whole program on a shoestring. That's what the
Yes,
key
you could.
thing. And don't forget, a healthy lifestyle is an inexpensive lifestyle.
Yes,
Very
it is. Yes, it
It's
is.
less expensive to be healthy than it is to be unhealthy.
Amen.
Exactly.
Simple.
You're right.
So we're all doing a good job, and that's what we need to take home. Roz Council, Linda Johnson, and your initiatives, both in the county and in the state, we thank you very much. We are WIMG, AM 1300, also WZBN, our partner, Channel 25. You can be seen at and listened to at WIMG1300.com.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure.